All right, so talking about self-censorship, starting off with my um, policies, my reasons for including a collection policy. So the first reason that I have is that a collection policy provides purpose for the collection. So you want to have a collection that's relevant to what you're trying to achieve, and that basically ties into the overall academic purpose of your school. So that gives you a way to narrow down your book choices within specific criteria. You want to look for high quality resources. My second reason is that it helps to define, in a legal sense, um, certain aspects of books, and it can help kind of librarians respond to common book challenges, like ones that you see in Texas that are calling books obscene because and have certain kinds of themes or images in them. And when you are able to combat that with your collection policy, which identifies some of these legal definitions as to, like, for example, what obscenity is, you can help respond to some of those book challenges. And my final reason is that the collection policy unifies the school on a united front. Um, this can not only just mean to address book complaints, but just getting the admin and the librarians on the same page about what they are, what the purpose of the library is, what the purpose of the collection is in the library. And it also just keeps transparency open between admin and librarians as well. So I read an article by Nicolini and Filick, and they talked about how in high school journalism classes, um, there was a trend, a gender trend, where female students um, would self-censor more frequently than males, and would also accrue more scrutiny, excuse me, about their research and their articles that they were writing. So although this has to do with high school students, I can definitely see some um, connections between librarians and administrators because of just kind of the nature of librarianship. So the connections that I was just kind of trying that I was thinking about is that librarians may self-censor so that they're not making waves with administration. They want to kind of fly under the radar, or some administrations want you to kind of handle things in-house and not take an issue to them, which is self-protective. If you don't want to come under the close eye of your administrator, it makes sense that you're being kind of self-protective when you're doing this self-censoring, but unfortunately, it's detrimental to students. There is a greater purpose here. Defending intellectual freedom is more important than necessarily just your personal interests. And that's not to say that librarians should go out of their way to make problems, but at the same time, there is a greater purpose to what we're doing. From the Kyle article, some takeaways that I got from that are that quality and high appeal within children's books are synonymous. Some of the bad books are ones that kids don't want to read, but they can also kind of come under the branding, the marketing of a character or of a brand, I should say. What I am taking away from this for my own collection is that it's going to be a little different in a high school setting versus um, a young, an elementary school, because a lot of the books in high school do have um, movies attached to them already. So there's kind of already that interest. But I'm also thinking about creating some displays that connect some of students' high interest media. So something like the show Euphoria has been very popular lately, and pairing it with a related text. But usually the books in high school already have some sort of, like, there's a movie deal coming out for it, or the movie usually has a book connected to it in some way. So I wasn't as worried about that. And then here are my references. Thanks.